Hello creators, welcome back to Create, Share, and Give. This is my Aunt Marie and thank you for joining me. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. If you've been here before, thank you for your support. Now today is going to be a sharing video. I want to share with you guys my first batch of bath bombs. Now, oh, they're solid now. I had so much fun making these. These are my spiritual bath bombs. Now, I have several videos on spiritual baths. I don't take spiritual baths as often as I would like to, hence the need for my spiritual bath bombs. Now, I usually like to take my spiritual baths with fresh herbs or either dried herbs. Sometimes I may not have the fresh herbs home, or I'm just plain too lazy to make the solution to make the spiritual bath. So I thought if I have some bath bombs, they keep really well. I can just package them up, and when I'm in the mood or need for a spiritual bath, I have them right there. All I have to do is plop it in a running tub of water. Now, I had a few recipes for some bath salts that I wanted to make, so I had the genius idea of making the bath salts into bath bombs. It'll just be a little bit easier for me to weigh out and store. So without further ado, I'll give you the base for the recipe that I used, and it calls for Epsom salt. I use the fragrance-free brand because I added my own essential oils, borax, and the sea salt, and baking soda. Now for a basic recipe, it is 2 parts Epsom salt, 1 part borax or salt, and 1 part baking soda. And you can kind of tweak that, as you see fit. But one of the reasons why I use the borax, which is an all natural ingredient that's been around forever, used in hoodoo and floor washes and cleanses and baths for a very long time. But for the salt, I didn't want to add too much salt to my recipe, because when I used to take Epsom salt baths, one of the reasons why I stopped using Epsom salt is I would feel lightheaded when I got out of the bathtub. And so I realized it's the salt. So I didn't want to overload the Epsom salt with the 1 part of the sea salt. I wanted to cut that back and then use the borax. I only used a few sprinkles of the sea salt. Very, very simple. These are healing bath bombs. So with the healing bath bombs, I wanted to add some of my Ricketts bluing powder, and this is Crown Blue, the brand, and it comes in a solid powdered form in a little tablet. So I thought it would be awesome in the perfect solution. I can use the Ricketts, which is also used in a lot of work in hoodoo. They use the bluing. I always like to put it in a water solution. This is how I like to use it. And I'll dissolve it in water, so when it's time to use it, it's ready to go. Now look how vibrant and beautiful this color blue is. So I just love the color, and since I needed to have a blue base, because blue is the color for healing, I thought it would be beneficial to add this ingredient in. So I added that in. And I also, once I mixed up my dry solution, it was so much fun. You just take your hand, you can pray over it, put your intentions into the solution. And as you're mixing up the solution, you can, insert your intentions, put your energy into the ingredients, just being mindful about while you're creating the bath bombs. So once I mixed my solution up, then I added my essential oils. For this recipe, I use sandalwood, and I also use a few drops of eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is very strong, but it's a very healing oil also. So for a cup and a half, you only need 1 to 2 drops of each of the essential oil. Don't overdo the essential oil. I tend to have a heavy hand, so to me sometimes more is more, but you don't want to get irritated. Essential oil will irritate you if it does not have a carrier to dilute it. So I added that, and then I mixed in just some food grade food coloring in the color blue, and I mixed that in until I had my desired tone of blue. I used my bare hands because I just wanted my energy. So I mixed that in, and then I used my bath bomb containers, which I purchased these from Michael's. And I'm so happy that I purchased the containers that came 3 per pack. Even though I made them all in the larger size, this medium size here came in handy. I had a little extra solution and I don't want to waste any of the solution, so I put it in a smaller container. And if I had less solution, I could even put it in a smaller container. So these came in handy and were really easy to use. So after I mixed my food coloring in with my essential oils, I added just a tablespoon of water, and you can just do it slightly. You want your consistency to be that of wet sand, not too wet and not too dry. And see, these right here came out a little darker blue, and it's a little more wonkier because for this batch I end up adding more water than I needed to. But it's okay, it's my first time, so it's trial and error. Overall, I'm super excited about how they came out. Now this one looks perfect, and they've been sitting out since last night. I'm gonna leave them out for 24 hours. And this one that had more moisture from the water is still a little damp, so I may keep these out a little bit longer and make sure they dry. And then I'm going to wrap them in saran wrap and label them individually. So when it's time for me to get my when it's time for me to take my spiritual bath, they'll be all wrapped up, packaged, and ready to go. So I have little or no excuses not keeping up with my spiritual baths. Now, another tidbit I wanted to give you guys is I used my basin. Now this basin here I have used and dedicated for making my spiritual bath solutions. So I suggest you guys use a basin and just use that only for making your spiritual bath products or your herbal mixtures. And here it looks like it's even like a little water on here. This is a clay bowl that was given to me, and I just use it, like I said, specifically for spiritual bath concoctions. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, if you've ever made bath bombs, leave it in the comments and let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Until we meet again, stay blessed.